host of the Gridiron.
They're heading to their defensive line. Now, as I said, I still would love to see, somebody, a good, solid defensive tackle in there. As I said, man, you can never have too much on that defensive front, never, because guys get injured, right? You can fire up some kind of NASCAR package where you have sexy Dexy and you have like 3 edge rushers on there on a passing down or something like that. All kinds of stuff, right? So if somebody gets injured, if somebody needs a breather or something like that, if you can bring in a fresh body, you bring somebody in who, a top of the line player, who's coming in off the bench, who's all nice and rested up and everything like that. You can never. So, a lot of it, obviously they feed off each other, right? If you can get to the quarterback quickly, that helps the secondary, right? If the secondary can actually cover receivers, that helps the front line, right? Because, the front line doesn't have to get to the quarterback in under 2 seconds, right? So, obviously you hear all the time the term, right? What? Coverage sack, right? The quarterback's in the pocket looking around, kind of like one of these things, kind of like that. And after about 4 seconds or so, the pocket caves in on him, right? So, one helps the other. So, So far, I don't want to drink the Kool-Aid because I've done that too many times. But, so far, so good. But with Golston here, let me see here. I got it. Do I have him? There we go. Here we go. All right. Let me pop him up here. Share the screen. All right. You got to give me a second here. Once again, I got 312,000 tabs open here. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's share the screen here. Okay, let's take a deep dive into Mr. Golston here. Okay, and this is last season here. Okay, make this a little bit bigger. All right, so even I can see it, right? So last season he played 790 snaps. That's a nice amount, okay? Because you're not going to get a defensive lineman or what to be playing in every snap. So 800 snaps. That's a heck of a lot of snaps. Now, it looks like he played, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So he played in every game, all 17 games, right? Yeah, so look, maybe in Baltimore, I'm not sure what happened there. He only played 11 snaps. I'm not sure if something, if what was going on here early on. But then you'll notice, maybe, I don't know, maybe he got his chance or maybe injuries popped up or something. But then you'll notice once he played Pittsburgh, actually that was the game I was at with my son in Pittsburgh. He started playing 52 snaps. And after that, he was just off and running 45, 58, 54, 50, 60. So he was playing a lot of snaps after the Giant game. He was playing a lot of snaps. And you'll notice after that, right? Look here, against Pittsburgh, he graded a 77. Once again, it's all PFF. That's all I'm going by. All right. 73, 68, 76, a 70. He had a clunker against Tampa Bay, a clunker against Houston. The last game of the season against the Commanders graded a 79. Now, you also notice here, right? What do we got here? Okay, he had 465 rush snaps, right? He had 37 pressures, right? So that's about, 37, maybe 1 every 13 pass rushing attempts, pass rushing snaps, whatever you want to call it. 1 out of every 13 times he got a pressure. So, if he was in there for 26 pass rushes during a game, he would get 2 pressures. Okay. Now, they have him in here for 7 sacks. PFF they don't do half sacks. Right? So, but, it's a good, Now, you notice here, right, run defense. Okay, his run defense is a 56. Right, his tackling is a little, last season, he missed some tackles. He had a couple bad games here against Tampa Bay, missing tackles. The Giant game, he missed some tackles. So a couple of the games he missed some tackles. Right, that's what brought him down. But you'll notice here, right, all right, with Dallas last season, he graded a 65.3. Then 2023 graded a 66.1 and a 69.3. So his second, third, and fourth seed grading in the 60s, right? You'll notice, last season was by far his most pressures, right? So, right, some good depth piece. He's not going to be overly expensive. Like $6.5 million, 3-year deal, $19.5 million, $6.5 million annually. So that's a good, for what he can possibly give you. That's $6.5 million, dude. I mean, it's like chump change. Let me tell you. The Giants are adding some more talent to the defensive line, according to Mike Garafolo of NFL Network. Giants have agreed to terms on a deal with former Dallas Cowboys pass rusher Chauncey Golston. Giants have reportedly agreed to terms with Golston on a 3-year, $19.5 million. He will join a defensive line that features Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau as its starting edge rushers. Golston is a defensive end who has been with the Cowboys since being drafted in the third round of the 2021 NFL Draft. The 27-year-old had a career high in 2024, total a career high of 5.5 sacks. So he had 5.5 sacks. PFF has him down for 7, so they don't do half sacks. So, but with 5 tackles for loss, 8 quarterback hits, Golston can be viewed as a high upside signing as a player who is still ascending and coming off his best season. Now, maybe if the Godfather, right, gets a hold of him, maybe helps him out even a little bit more. Who knows, right? Who knows? But I'd still love to see the Giants get somebody in the draft, in the second round. They're taking a quarterback in the first round. I got it. No problem with that. Let's get a defensive stud on the defensive line, edge rusher, defensive end, tackle, whatever you want. Somebody there. Let's get a stud in the second round. That would be fantastic. According to Pro Football Focus, Golston totaled 37 pressures, 28 hurries last season, which were both career high marks. He has appeared in 64 games in his career, but has made only 16 starts, with the bulk of those starts, 13 coming last season. While Golston is aligned primarily as an edge rusher in the past, he is also aligned on the interior as a defensive end. 6'5", nice size, 268-pounder, could be a versatile rusher and defensive coordinator Shane Bowen's defense. Now, that's like could be possibly one of those NASCAR packages, right? If they got, like, say, the other team's got, third down and 14, whatever, right? You put Golston in there, you got Sexy Dexy in there, you got Burnsy in there, you got Kayvon in there, right? Giants edge rusher Azeez Ojulari is also a free agent this offseason and is expected to net a deal around a similar value. Considering as New York is allocating that money toward Golston, this deal likely signals the end of Ojulari's time in the Big Apple, although the possibility of a return still remains. I'm cool with that. Hey, I'll tell you what, I ain't got no problem bringing Azeez back. I tell you, when the dude is healthy, right, and he's on the field, okay, you can sometimes the dude looks like he's got a rocket up his butt. Definitely, without question. He's certainly somebody, you gotta limit his snaps, shall we say. Hope he stays healthy, right? Limit his snaps. But if he's healthy, the snaps he can give you pretty good. Now, he may not be the greatest in the run department, but then you get him in there, and in some specialty packages or whatever. I said, same thing like that NASCAR package. Get a bunch of edge rushers or defensive ends get sexy out and get a bunch of guys who can rush the passer on third down, right? I said, you can never have too many edge rushers. Absolutely not. Never. And if you can bring Azeez Ojulari back for $6 or $7 million, that's a deal. That's a deal. The thing is, though, is look, the Giants had like 40-something million dollars. And it's like, and you start adding up all these guys they're bringing in. It's like, that's like, wait, it's about, we've about spent almost all the money we've had. It's like, there's always ways of, figuring stuff out and all that. And like, well, how are we bringing in just saying, how are we bringing in an Aaron Rodgers or a Russell Wilson for 30 or 40 million a year? How are we doing it? But it is what it is. But once again, it's another very, very good signing for the Giants. Adding some good quality depth to the defensive line.